fire signs, this is K-Love's Tarot. So then, Aries, Leo and Sagittarius. What weekly spirit messages do you guys have? These resonating from the 23rd, let's see, till the 31st of January. The last leg of January 2019. So you guys got self-sabotage, compromise and the Fool. And let's start with the Fool. The Fool always speaks of something new. I always say the Fool is the initial idea of something new. Beginning a new journey of some sort. Life is going in a whole new direction for you guys during this time. However, I do see why you guys got the self-sabotage card. Purely for the simple fact that the Fool can be foolish. He can nosedive into something before thoroughly thinking it through. So in terms of spiritual advice, they're really asking you guys, whatever this new thing that you are trying to get started, maybe it's a new job, new career, new relationship, something new, completely new that you've not really done before. And we're thinking a hell of a lot about it at the moment. Remember, the Fool is the initial idea. Then we move to the Magician, which is the manifestation of that idea. But with this self-sabotage card and the Fool, they're really asking you to think long and hard before you do this and take your time with it. Don't rush. Don't rush. We're taking a big step into the unknown for some of you. And obviously, if we're not careful, you guys could end up self-sabotaging here, which is going to be detrimental to whatever this new plan is. So let me read the card for self-sabotage. When you learn to get out of your own way, fire signs, there will be no stopping you. Most of the time, it's not others who prevent you from achieving your true goals. It's that inner voice that derails those carefully woven plans. And I really want to draw to carefully woven plans. It's really asking you to make sure that everything is above board, everything is kosher, everything is planned out before you just nosedive into something. And I really feel that's what the compromise is. The compromise is, yes, this is great. Spirit's giving you a heads up to go for whatever this new thing is. They're just saying, can you compromise with us on the plans that need to be laid out before you actually nosedive into this, okay? If you rush it, it will not pay off. It really is that simple, you guys. Okay, then fire signs, I'm going to leave that there and I'm going to move on to earth signs. Hello Earth signs, this is K-Love's Tarot. So Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn. Here's your spiritual weekly advice from the 23rd to the 31st of January 2019. Right then you guys, you got the Stay Connected card, You're Ready and Judgment. I want to pull to Judgment first and foremost because literally as I sort of ended up drawing these cards, the first kind of vision that I got was a speeding ticket. So can some of you guys just tone it down with the speeding? I am seeing at least 3 of you who may watch this getting a speeding ticket. Okay, so right, moving back to the point, we have Stay Connected, You're Ready in Judgment. So for some of you, let's look at this in 3 different points. If this is to do with business deals, business relations, work, career, some of you may have trouble either keeping in contact with your employees or keeping in contact with your employer. And it's basically saying, look, an opportunity is coming back around to meet, to have a meeting, to have a business deal. It's time. That may go through during this time period, or you'll at least get an appointment. For some of you, you're waiting on an appointment of some sort, which could be medical. Maybe it's connected to driving. Maybe some of you are appealing a speeding ticket and you're waiting on an appointment to speak to a local council. Whatever that is, again, I'm actually seeing that going through that week. In spiritual terms, Judgment, for me at least, people read cards differently, but for me at least, this is about having a new opportunity to try something again. So for example, if this is a connection to spirit guides, maybe you lost the connection, maybe you just got too busy in life to reconnect with loved ones in the spirit world and your guides and your higher beings. They're really trying to urge you at this point to stay connected. They're saying you're ready. We can give this another go. Try again. They're asking you to try again. Is this about a relationship? Maybe some of you are being asked to stay connected. Maybe, I mean, sometimes the judgment, if it's an already established relationship, it can indicate it being on the rocks. So for some of you, it's just saying stay connected. You know, you're ready. The relationship's ready. It's ready to work. It's ready to improve. It's ready to move on to the next level for some of you. If you're single, sometimes the judgment can indicate a second chance, an opportunity coming back around for some of you. And obviously with the stay connected, maybe this for some of you, stay connected to an ex. Whichever way we look at this, it's saying you're ready. You're ready for boundless opportunities that judgment brings. It's all about looking at something again. It's all about mulling something over that you've had to brush to one side. That's what judgment is about. And in terms of literal judgment, it's all about judgment being right this time. You know, if you've second guessed yourself on something here to do with staying connected to someone or something, and you've second guessed it and maybe it's not been successful in the past, it's basically saying, listen, maybe you weren't ready then. Maybe you're ready now. Maybe a judgment is in play to say, it would be a form of good judgment to stay connected at this point. So I'm just going to read the card. We're all born connected to spirit, often known as the divine source. Yet many of us have a tendency to pull away from that connection as we journey through life in the physical world. Now is an important time to reconnect to the source. So for some of you, especially in spiritual terms and spiritual advice, seems like some of you have got, guides that are trying to reach out to you at this time, and they just need you to stay connected. Maybe they have some information to give you about what exactly it is that you're ready for. If it's just ready to establish the connection, again, it's a wink, wink, nudge, nudge from them to say, it's time. Give this another go. It's time. Interesting energies for the earth signs there. So yes, those are your energies between the 23rd and 31st. Right now I'm going to move on to air signs. Hello air signs, this is K-Love's Tarot. So then you guys, let's take a look at your weekly spiritual advice resonating from the 23rd to the 31st of January 2019. Right then, you guys, you got Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You got vulnerability, listen to your intuition, and the Tower. So I've got a few things to go over with this one because the Tower can represent so many different things. I think I'm going to start off because we can look at different aspects of your life here and it's going to be different for each and every one of you. We are doing this broad just for the element of air signs. So I'm going to start off with love. I think I have to. For those that are in relationships, for some of you, you need to do some damage control. Listen to your intuition. It's going to be spot on at this time. If you're wary, cautious of anything, something doesn't seem to add up, it's putting you in a vulnerable position. Again, I'd do some damage control if I were you guys. If you are single and dating, again, I'm wondering if some of you are feeling a bit vulnerable from a sudden collapse of a budding romance, shall we say, courting, dating. Not quite adding up, not quite working out. And I'm starting to wonder if some of you are allowing yourselves to be vulnerable because of that. You know, blaming yourself for being rejected and things like that. And I really do want to say to some of you, don't allow yourself to become vulnerable. You can utilize the energy of the Tower to enable you to be stronger. The Tower falls when it's built on a false foundation. So this gives you an opportunity to brush it off and rebuild yourselves here to strengthen this Tower again, so that you've got a nice firm foundation to build on when getting to know someone else. or allowing them to get to know you. For some of you, you have issues in your past and you can't talk about it. For some of you, and I don't know why I'm seeing this, I've got some sort of, I believe this may be for a Gemini, vulnerable childhood. Someone may have suffered from some sort of physical, I won't say mental, this does not feel mental, this feels physical. It'll affect mentally, obviously, but it's physical abuse from childhood. And it's plaguing someone in the now. I do believe whoever this person is more than likely going to be a Gemini. Listen to your intuition. This does not define you. Again, the tower has probably been crumbling down over some time. This does not define you. I'm gonna have to move forward because I'm feeling energies that I'm not all too keen on at the moment. In terms of finances, don't go gambling, don't go taking risky ventures just yet. I would let this period ride out first. If you get somebody coming to you with contracts or deals, something that may look too good to be true, check the small print first. And it would be best not to do anything during this time period. Financially, at least. Spiritually, some of you, I feel, may have lost the will to continue on a spiritual path. I'm wondering if some of you are just too vulnerable to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Very pessimistic. The card is black. We're in the dark. Pessimistic. Really can't see a way forward. Wanting to connect to spirit, but not really being in the right frame of mind to do so. Maybe you've tried while you've been over emotional and over stressed. Trust me, it never works that way. I've tried. Insight and realization may come to you at the drop of a hat without you even trying. So I would definitely say, you don't have to do the work here spiritually. Let them do the work. They will show you what they feel you need to know. So you could have a very vivid dream. You could just be sat there drinking your cup of tea, or in your garden smoking a ciggy or whatever it is, sat watching your soaps on the telly. And out of nowhere, you may get a vision. You may have a random thought in your head that you know is not your own. That'll just be them trying to tell you something here. So when it says listen to your intuition, let your guides, your higher beings, and your loved ones in the spirit world, let them maneuver your intuition the way they want to. Powerful messages from spirit could come through your intuition. You may just have an urging gut feeling about something during this time period that you cannot shake, you cannot overlook. Maybe it's a bit of a feeling of dread that can sometimes come with the tower energy. Listen to it. They're trying to tell you something, you guys. They're trying to tell you something. But I am getting just an overwhelming sense of you guys allowing your vulnerability to take over. You do not have to feel anything without your permission. Nobody can make you feel anything without your permission. If you listen to intuition, I'm pretty sure it's going to be telling you to stay strong and keep that head held high, no matter what you're going through, no matter what flashbacks, no matter what drama is going to be going off in your life at the moment. When the tower falls, it can feel very sudden. It can feel very damaging. And again, this is just about damage control, you guys. And realizing that if something very drastic happens to you guys during this time frame, it's being pushed to happen because something's got to end in your life. Whether you're put in a position where you have to stand up to someone from your past who you know you've been very fearful of. Whether it's having to stand up to an employer, a financial advisor, a lawyer, a parent, a sibling, a lover, a friend. Here, some of you guys may have to stand up to someone. You're being forced to stand up to them with the look of it. Instead of letting something slide, I do feel a lot of you are being very suddenly pushed to deal with something. Probably at a time that you don't want to. Probably at a time when you're most vulnerable. But you know what? If they want to push you in at the deep end, that is their prerogative. If Spirit's going to push you in at the deep end with something, they're just going to do it. And believe you me, the worst thing you can do is start feeling sorry for yourself when this kind of stuff happens. The best thing you can do is just to embrace it and say, you know what, I had to do this because maybe I was too vulnerable. I was too feeling too sorry for myself with something here. I had to stand up and make account of what this situation is. So some of you could be standing to account over something here, but it's all for the better good, you guys. Trust me, it's all for the better good. Right, I'm going to leave that there then for the air signs, and I'm going to move on to water signs. Hello, water signs. It's Caleb's Tarot. So then let's take a look at your spiritual advice from the week beginning 23rd to the 31st of January 2019. So then, you guys, I'm really happy to see these cards for you lot. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. We have got here relationships, big happy changes, and the High Priestess. Do you know, I'm going to start off, because there's a few topics we can go over here. I'm going to start off with spirituality, because these are spiritual advice messages. Embrace changes when it comes to your spirituality, water signs. I genuinely think the High Priestess here is asking you to venture out of your comfort zone. I really do. I do feel like some of you guys are, I'm not going to go as far as to say maybe starting ascensions that week, because it doesn't really work like that. Maybe I should explain what ascensions and awakenings are. What I am seeing for that week is an awakening of some sort. I really am. Awakenings happen quite randomly. It's usually insights being given to you from the divine source, I guess you could say. From your higher beings, from your guides. Trying to relay some sort of information, some usually new information, or something that you may not have understood before. Could be coming back into focal point again. But the ascension really is just the process of awakenings. And I'm definitely seeing an awakening that week for a lot of you, especially Cancers and Scorpios. Pisceans, you may just notice that your intuition is really spot on that week. So I've got happy changes, and this really is about stepping out of your comfort zone to really hone in on what they are trying to tell you. Some of you could hear thoughts that are not of your own. Some of you could see images in your third eye. Some of you could have some really vivid dreams. I'm seeing a lot of insights for the water signs that week. Embrace it. Embrace it as a big happy change. It's something new for you guys that you can take with you in your spiritual journey through your ascension. Some way it impacts your personal relationships. So for some of you, you may start to question personal relationships that you're involving yourself in. For some of you, it's friends, some family. For others, it's partner. The High Priestess, she always brings the message of all is yet to be revealed. And I'm recording this on the 23rd. So for some of you, if you are trying to dig deep to gain knowledge or information on something or someone, expect it to come in the next week. Some of you guys could be having headaches, some tremors. Some are, while trying to meditate, constantly being sidetracked. Concentrating and honing in on way too many different things. You're trying to hone in on one thing that you're meditating on, and something else keeps coming in, and it's interfering with the ascension process for you guys. If that's starting to reel off headaches and a bit of nausea for some of you, physical ailments, it's just a sign that you're being overwhelmed and you really do need to clear your mind further. Also, expectations could be too high for some of you. Again, I really want to say lower your expectations with whatever this awakening for you guys is. It may come as something you really wouldn't expect. Very unexpected. Now, again, let's draw closer attention to relationships, because the High Priestess is the number 2. And the 2 is all about partnerships, relationships. It's about 2 options, 2 ways to go as well. So, big happy changes in relationships. For some of you, intuitively have been waiting on maybe a physical spiritual connection with a friend or with a partner. Maybe a partner up till now has been quite skeptical of your ability, your beliefs, your spirituality. And I'm wondering if all that is changing that week. But if anything, it's going to bring you guys closer together. I want to say, especially if it's a friendship. If it's a friendship, if you are bringing a friend into, shall we say, the spiritual realm, expect it to go successfully. They will start to see things and hear things. Whatever impact you're making at this time, it will be a lasting impact on someone else. I'm just going to read the relationship card, see if I can pull out any further information here. Relationships are just mirror images of your own life. And when we speak of mirror images as well, you guys, I just want to point out, sometimes this can be soulmate sort of stuff as well. Some of you could be meeting a soulmate that week, a spiritual soulmate. So when I say that, it's somebody who you learn from and they learn from you. Souls that have made this contract in a previous life that purposely meet at some point to make sure that the lessons are learned that they need to learn on a spiritual journey. How you feel and treat yourself, as well as how you react and respond to different situations and people around you. Be aware that every relationship is an opportunity for soul growth. So again, it's really pulling to the fact that who you meet that week, what conversations you get into, how you meet someone that week is all, I want to say, divinely guided for a lot of you. And spirit, if they're going to make an impact on humanity, they love to do so in a big way. That's what wakes people up, I guess. Again, this is all about embracing the new and not being fearful of anything here. I like the High Priestess as well, because, I mean, when we pull a fact to love, if you're a man watching this and you are finding yourself extremely attracted to someone who's a little bit mysterious, just be aware that this if you're attracted to a woman, she may be a little bit unattainable, especially if she is a Virgo or a Cancer. If she's Virgo or Cancer, just be aware, if you're a man watching this, she may be a little bit, or you could be, same sex, let's just say if you're interested in women, you may be attracted to someone who's just a little bit unattainable right now. That could be due to their spiritual journey. So, if you're a woman, you are going to be feeling extremely attractive that week. This is the point where we're taking care of ourselves, and it is again a part of a spiritual journey where you do what you can to better yourself, to make yourself feel better on the inside and out. And okay, fair enough. We could argue that the high priestess can sometimes be a little bit superficial, but at the same time, again, it's just about what makes you feel good during this time. And these are big happy changes that are again going to start sticking for you guys. So I'd definitely say embrace it in all its glory, in all its spirituality. And when it comes to these spiritual awakenings, especially with the physical ailments, you guys, you may have a friend who's going through this, and it's maybe something you've already been through. And this really just is about reaching out every now and again, just making sure they're okay. And if this is you that's going through this, you have friends in the spiritual world that can help you go through this, that have already been through this process. Definitely reach out and ask for support where you need to. Right, I'm going to leave that there then, you guys. Interesting week for you lot. This one's dragged on a lot longer than I intended it to. So I'm going to leave that there, the water signs. The next image that you're going to see is availability, or not availability, sorry, rates booking personal readings if you want to watch that. Otherwise, you guys, wish you all the best, and I'll be back after on the 1st of February. Pinch punch, first day of the month. That's when I'll be back. So take care, you guys. Speak soon. Bye bye for now.